A wild crash into a bodega. The whole scene caught on video with people jumping out of the way after a van goes off course.
Timing the end of the showers and the start of another big warm-up. I'll have all the details.
What's that? The Hummer accessory that landed a rapper in hot water with the NYPD. This is News 4 Now for April 19th. I'm Adam Kuperstein, and today, New Jersey joins New York and Connecticut and the rest of America, expanding vaccine eligibility for anyone 16 and over. To date, more than 6 million doses have been given out in New Jersey, and health officials are expecting even higher demand now that all adults are eligible. As of now, you still have to make an appointment, though, to get your shot in the Garden State. Overall, 130 million Americans, more than half the adult population, has gotten at least one shot of the COVID vaccine. New Jersey has fully vaccinated almost 2.5 million people. More than 5.5 million in New York are fully vaxxed, and more than 1 million in Connecticut. And you can now dine and drink at New York State restaurants 1 hour longer until midnight. Starting tonight, the curfew for bars and restaurants gets extended from 11 p.m. to midnight. Catered events like weddings will be able to go until 1 a.m. That's an extra hour for New Yorkers to enjoy city nightlife with those COVID restrictions still in place. Customers and restaurants are hoping it'll at least be some sort of help for businesses that are struggling.
We've lost a lot of really amazing queer spaces in this neighborhood, and to be able to support them for that extra hour is so huge.
Everyone in the city is ready for it. We're ready for the next phase after.
That made me happy because it's more money for us to survive.
The executive order requiring people to buy food with an alcoholic beverage, that remains in effect, and indoor capacity is still limited to 50% in New York City only. A wild crash into a bodega that sent several people to the hospital was all caught on video. Take a look at the right side here of your screen on the top. This is from Hamilton Heights in Upper Manhattan. You can see a white SUV at the intersection of 135th and Broadway. Then comes that gray Honda Pilot. The cars crash into each other at the intersection, and the impact sends the Honda right into the deli. Two men try to jump out of the way, but one of them ends up right in the Honda's path. An employee was making a smoothie for a customer when that car smashed right through the front door.
I see the car is inside the store. 3 or 4 customers, one lady over there, one guy. Even the guy, his leg is broken.
In all, 6 people were treated and taken to the hospital. That white SUV was totaled. The gray car had significant damage. Well, we see a lot of things in New York, right? But this driver's accessory, I think it's a first. New Citizen app video here shows what seems to be a bazooka mounted on top of a Hummer. The NYPD says that vehicle was stopped this weekend near 9th Avenue and 16th Street. Turns out a Philadelphia company owns the Hummer, and they use that air rifle to shoot T-shirts promoting businesses or performers. In this case, it was for a rapper. The driver was issued a summons for unlawful possession of an air rifle. Well, the hip-hop world is mourning the loss of another beloved New York rapper in just less than 2 weeks. Black Rob died this weekend after a long battle with kidney failure. The rapper and actor was 51. His real name was Robert Ross, and he was once part of Diddy's Bad Boy record label. Just over a week ago, rapper and actor DMX passed away after suffering a heart attack. DMX was 50 years old. And we've just learned that planning is underway for a special memorial honoring X. This Saturday, a source tells News 4 this event will likely take place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn for family and friends only. The memorial for DMX is expected to be live streamed so fans can watch the service.
People need to eat, and people are out here starving, and literally people are out here starving. So to feed a family, to feed a little kid, to feed an older person, it's just a different vibe. And I would hate to go days without eating, and I just don't want that for anybody.
An NFL star is giving back to his hometown in New Jersey by delivering food to people in need. Deion Dawkins of the Buffalo Bills handed out bags of fresh food in Rahway Saturday. The Bills' offensive tackle worked with Plainfield Fruit and Produce and provided enough food for families to make nutritious meals. They set up a drive-through site at Rahway High School, in fact, and anyone was welcome to stop by. Just last year, Dawkins created his own foundation that helps provide support for underserved communities. That group, called Deion's Dreamers, is also part of this food giveaway. You heard it here first. Sheep are spending the summer on Governor's Island, but this is no vacation. They're going to be working very hard, eating Sounds like my kind of job. 5 sheep from Albany landed on the island today. Their job is to eat invasive plant species. So basically, I guess they're landscapers. The sheep have names too, by the way. Flower, Sam, Evening, Chad, and Philip Aries. And they're all going to spend the next 4 to 5 months on the island grazing and helping control invasive plant species in Hammock Grove on Governor's Island. Well, the sun returns after a gray weekend, but there's still a shot at some rain today, right, Maria?
Yeah, after a pretty gray and cool weekend, we were back to feeling good with that sunshine early on, but showers are still possible as we get into this evening, even a few rumbles of thunder, but then that quickly begins to wrap up. So by 8 p.m., partly cloudy. We stay in the 50s toward the early part of the overnight, and you notice the skies do clear. It will be a cool start, 50 for the city, but down to 39 in Monticello, 42 in Poughkeepsie, 48 in Merrick. But those winds are out of the southwest, and that is key, and they'll be picking up. So while light out of the south, eventually southwest toward tomorrow morning in that 10 to 15 mile per hour range, it's going to be breezy, but it's a warm breeze for tomorrow. It is definitely going to feel maybe less like April and more like May by the afternoon.
They're called vaccinators, and they sound like superheroes, and they are saving lives in a way. They're the people staffing those vaccination hubs. But why are they doing it? We talked to 4 of them to find out.
Have you had any other vaccine in the last 2 weeks? No. Have you ever tested positive for COVID?
But they could have actually given you the appointment for here.
Can I have ID, please? Sorry, Jinx. So funny story. I'm actually an accountant, and I do the finances for Somos, but when this popped up, I volunteered.
I come from an emergency department. I work in the emergency department. I do overnights. I do my regular 12-hour shifts. Then I come over here to help out.
But to sit at home and not help was not an option for me.
That we call the vaccine of hope. It's in their arms already.
Very nice.
Come in, have a cup of coffee, come to my station. I grab all my supplies. I see what I'm gonna need, see what kind of day I'm gonna have. I usually set up for about 100 people. Are you going to be scheduling the appointment, or are you going to do it show up with the vaccination card?
So I'm making sure that there's always someone in a seat, always someone getting vaccinated, always someone getting the attention that they need in order to get them in, vaccinated, and out. So as of right now, I sent 2 of my tents on breaks, and I sent another 2 people on breaks. So usually what I do is I'll hop in and I'll do administration. I'll do some of the registration to help the vaccinators, especially if we have a line or if we have people waiting.
The last thing you can do is get the vaccine, but I reassure every patient that, it's going to be okay. I make sure I answer every question.
Go for Joanne. If anything happens, they usually contact us by walking. So that's why it's always in your hand.
Do you need me back inside?
So it's really dedication. We're doing this because we love it and because we see the need, and we want to be in this fight to get everyone back out and enjoying their life.
Good? I can go?
We don't want people being discouraged. We want people to come here, take photos. Hey, post it on Instagram. I got vaccinated. We want all of that.
I'm going to tell you, nothing could get you more better to see somebody from 90 years old who tell you, I'm being 11 months without getting out of my house. For the first time I came out just to get the vaccine, and you see their faces.
We see our relatives in the faces that come through the door. When I see someone who's in their 80s, I see my mother. I remember one day there was this lady, she was 91 years old. And just knowing that she came from her house and then she came here and she was vaccinated. I can't describe the emotions.
Thank you so much. Are you well? Are you well?
I do it from the heart. I have a beautiful daughter, and I want her to grow up and be in a nice environment where we're all safe and she can come out and play with no mask. That's the goal, right? Straight ahead to the right into observation. All right, have a good day.
And let's check in with New York Live to see what they have for us today.
Whether you're a beauty lover, makeup addict, or simply a fan of museums, the newly opened Makeup Museum is a great place to visit to learn more about the history and the industry of makeup. Kanisha, the fact that this is the first makeup museum ever,
Yes.
even though makeup has been worn for tens of thousands of years in so many societies across the world is kind of mind-blowing to me, to be honest.
It's been a long time coming, and we're so excited to pioneer this space and share with you all of the amazing things about makeup.
Tell me about the significance of this beautiful red door.
Absolutely. This red door is inspired by Elizabeth Arden, and we wanted to pay homage to her for all of the work that she's done. Welcome to the Marketing Beauty Room. And in this room, we're really looking at World War II in the rearview mirror, and it's really all about the advertisement space and how to really convey that message to potential customers.
What is this wall exactly?
This is our Black Beauty wall. What's interesting about this, it was really hard to find items that were reflective of Black beauty in the 1950s.
But that's just a reflection of the times when it wasn't necessarily something that was promoted or supported. So yes, there would be fewer materials.
Absolutely. But we found these amazing magazine covers, Ebony, Jet, and what we saw mostly when we went through all these magazines looking for beauty ads was looks around hair that was more Eurocentric, about a smooth coiffed hair and polished hair, and it was not the natural Afro texture that you see me wearing.
There's really been a movement towards Black beauty, but not necessarily trying to mimic a more, or trying to approach a more European standard of beauty.
Absolutely, we are very much so more authentic.
The Makeup Museum is an excellent retrospective of the history of makeup, but where do you see makeup going? What is the future of makeup?
I think that you'll see makeup become more diverse and more inclusive. I think that you'll also see more humanitarian roles, as well as really concern and care for the environment.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.